Hi guys, welcome back to Dave's Room. Yes, if you notice, I changed my channel's name from Dave's Reviews to Dave's Room, and that's because I want to sort of broaden the scope of my channel. I want to include more things than just reviews. For instance, my wife and daughter and we recently started keto. We've been on it for almost a month now, and I wanted to start implementing maybe some recipes, some keto recipes for those of you who are interested in the diet, and just a lot of the meals are actually really good, whether or not you are on keto. So yeah, that's why I wanted to start adding some of that stuff in, and maybe some vlogs here or there, or just something, whatever I feel like doing, basically, is why. So I just decided to change the name to Dave's Room. My daughter actually came up with that name, and I really liked it, so that's what we went with. But as for today's video, we are going to be reviewing a movie. I recently was able to catch A Quiet Place, starring John Krasinski and Emily Blunt as the parents of 3 kids in a world where these creatures have overtaken and pretty much wiped out civilization, and they hunt by sound. They are totally blind, but they hunt by sound, and so everybody has to be quiet in order to survive. This movie got a ton of hype and a ton of positive reviews, so I was happy to finally sit down and watch it and give you my take on it. If you haven't seen or heard about this movie, it's basically John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. They're married in real life, and they play a married couple in this movie, and they have 3 kids. At least in the beginning of the movie, they have 3 kids. And they go out, the movie starts with them on sort of an expedition to find medicine for one of their sick kids. And they're in this pharmacy, and they find the medicine that they need, and so they give the medicine to the little kid, and the smallest kid, he wants a toy, like a light up airplane or something like that. And so before they leave, John Krasinski, he takes out the batteries for this thing, so the little boy won't accidentally set it off and cause these creatures to descend upon them. Well, the little daughter, who's deaf in the movie, she winds up giving the kid his batteries back, and as you might expect, terrible things happen on their way back home. And so the rest of the movie, it shows this family dealing with the loss of their youngest child, and it basically trying to get through day-to-day life without ever having to make a noise, because as soon as they make a noise, these things come running. And one thing I did like about this movie is that the creature design was really interesting, really neat, unlike anything I've ever really seen before. So yeah, that was pretty much the highlight of the movie for me. I was excited to see it because there was so much hype surrounding this movie, and so much praise. But I'm going to tell you, the movie that I saw didn't throw me. It was a good movie, but it just didn't, as far as a monster movie, it wasn't unlike any other monster movie. I mean, it's almost like Aliens on a farm. You know what I mean? You make noises and the alien comes and gets you. You try to be quiet. And that's basically what this movie was. It didn't seem like there was anything really new about it other than the lack of dialogue. One part that particularly frustrated me was, they couldn't talk throughout this whole movie, and anywhere they went, they had to use sign language, and they couldn't talk. But then in one scene, John Krasinski and his wife, they pull a mattress over top of their little hidey hole, and suddenly they're able to talk like nobody. Now, they were in that hidey hole before, and they couldn't talk, and everybody had to be really quiet. But for some reason, at this moment, they were able to talk, and they were able to have a conversation, and the monster couldn't hear them. And that I didn't like it, because it's ruined the continuity of the film. So, yeah, I look at this movie as a standard monster movie. There's a lot of people say that this movie is an elevated form of monster movie. that there's all kinds of unique messages in this movie, and no, it's not. It's just a regular monster movie. You be quiet so the monster doesn't get you. That I see that in Jason. I see that in any of the movies, monster movies at least. And as far as the monster, like I said, the monster was really well made and shown, but they showed it, I think, probably a little too much, especially early on. It didn't have the mystery factor about it as much as I would have liked, but that's the direction they went. I guess at the end of the day, it's not a bad movie, but it's a standard monster movie, and I've seen better ones. But like I said, it's watchable, and there were things about it that I liked and things about it that I didn't. So I am glad I watched it. If you like monster movies, then you may like this movie. Don't go looking for anything larger than what it is or anything deeper than what it is. It's a monster movie. So on that basis, I give A Quiet Place about let's do 2.5 out of 5. It was good. It wasn't great. So that's my review. If you watch this movie and you have a comment that you want to share, please go ahead and leave it in the comments section. If you're new here and you want to keep up with all of my latest reviews and other things I have going on here at Dave's Room, then please go ahead and subscribe. Other than that, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.